I'll make to you the same offer I made to what's-his-face, your former boss.
Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to another Warhammer Plus animation. This time Hammer and Bolter episode 11, Double or Nothing. The first Age of Sigmar episode, and it's awesome.
Well, it was quite a while since we saw a last episode of Hammer and Bolter. The last one was Blake Sung, and what was in between? The first part of Interrogator, and what was the other one?
No, it was just Interrogator. Three times in a row.
With the Tau. Exodite, thank you. There was the last episode of Exodite in between.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made the first two episodes, then they pushed the last one a bit back and pushed Blake Song in between.
Yes.
So it's
been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a few months. So we are here with the first Age of Sigmar episode of Hammer and Bolter, with one of the best characters in this entire franchise.
Yes, he's so funny, and whoever wrote the script for this episode, please let this person write another one.
There are also a few short stories of Hamilkar, and I think even a novel.
Yes, and he's such a funny character. He's so full of himself. He's arrogant, but he has a plan. And
he has swag.
Yes, he has so much swag. But this is, of course, basically a comedy. In the middle of the episode, I just got remembered that there is blood in Hammer and Bolter. Up until then, there was just like, oh, okay, it's another comedy episode. I kind of forgot that there is blood in this animations.
Really? One of your best?
And so first animation style, it's Farsight's features the studio again, and as always it's got better than before, so there isn't much to say about the animation. It just got incrementally better again.
Well, there were a few parts where the picture was a bit slideshow style, but all in all, the action was quite fluid.
Yes. Oh, the action was really, really good. It was, as you've said, very fluid. And they used one part in which every orc was just shocked with the outcome of the combat. And it was just like everyone just froze up, and I love that.
I guess we should start with
yes.
with the story from beginning. So
we're in Gur.
We are in Gur. We are in Gur, and there are three Stormcast Eternals of the Hammer of Sigmar, and they look at the Oro camp, and behind them is one of the three cities. And they're like, yeah, we are not enough. There are not enough humans to fight alongside us, and we have to evacuate because tomorrow they will just storm the city and tear everything down. And yeah, and then comes Hamilkar.
We fight to the last.
No need for any of that.
And he and his Gryph-hound are just like, okay, we have a plan. We are doing this now. He's just eating an apple like a movie villain. Of course, he's the good guy in this part. And he's just walking up to the Lord Celestant, as a Lord Castellan, by the way. And it's like, oh yes, you maybe heard of me. I'm Hamilkar. And everyone's just like, who?
I'm Hamilkar.
Hamilkar?
Slayer of Balak. Well, regardless.
So he then just recites his titles to them and what he's done, and everyone is just like, okay, let's do it. Let's just let him go. it's not something. It's not someone who we will miss when he dies.
Yeah, I just love this expression. They're like, yeah, okay, no, and one of the Stormcast Eternals, lady, just looks at him, turns around and say, "I start the evacuation."
Ooh, by the way, I love the voices
The voice are perfect.
of the Hammers of Sigma Marines. Yes,
Marines, yes.
Sigmarites, because in every novel it is said that their voice is basically thunder, and I don't know how they did it, but there is basically an echoey, thundery background noise to their voices when they speak. This is amazing. I loved it.
Except for Hamilkar.
We can't let the city die. There are thousands of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the only one which has this, I think it was the female Stormcast that has only this thunder in her voice.
No, the Lord Celestant has it as well.
Yeah. I think it's a sign of reforging, but that's just a theory of mine.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah, because she says that she knows the name Hamilkar, but this was maybe before her reforging.
Yes.
So I assume this thundering voice comes with reforging, and Hamilkar. I haven't read all of the novels till yet.
He
but
hasn't been
was he?
reforged as much as other Stormcasts. I believe it was just 2 times.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong here. But yeah, we digress.
We digress. Yeah, so he walks towards the Oro camp and he just walks in. So there are 2 guards standing on the gate, and he's just continue standing here. I know where I have to go, and they just look at one another like, what was that?
I have business with your boss.
The boss don't want to see some Huey storm git.
It's like, I have business with your boss.
Yeah, and one of the Oroks follows him and is like, does he know you? And Hamilkar, of course he knows me. At least I hope so.
This is so funny, and
it's perfect.
Whenever he is met the war boss, the war boss is like, "Who are you?" "I'm Hamilkar." "Who?" "I'm the slayer of the red beast, of the great red, and never heard of you."
I'm Hamilkar. Hamilkar? Bear Eater!
So again, a nod to his previous adventures, and all the while they talk about Kragnos. So this is after the Broken Realms and the Siege of Excelsis. So also a nice nod to the timeline.
I just love it. So this entire they walk through this encampment, Hamilkar with the Orok brute behind him, and at one crossing he's like, where do we have to go, left or right? And the Orok is really like, what was it again?
So the combination with Hamilkar and Oroks is just hilarious. It is a stroke of genius for this episode to combine these two.
I have just to look. If I remember, the storm host he is from, the Astral Templars.
Oh yes.
The Astral Templars. They are all the Astral Templars are all were all chieftains of great tribes. So they were not recruited from among great heroes, lords of big castles, and like others. They were all tribe chieftains, and so there have a natural bond between them and the monsters within the realms. It's actually fun if you think about it. There are a few good novels about them.
So, but we digress again.
No, not really. It explains how he has such a natural way with the Oroks.
Oh yes. he then meets with the war boss and tells him, okay, I have a wager for you. And if you win, I let you do this. If I win, then did he? He never really specified what he gets whenever he wins.
No. He just said, if I win, I pronounce you the biggest, best war boss who ever lived, and who is the mighty, and who has
the invincible,
the invincible, who has beaten me to the ground. And Aurochs, even if they win nothing except just a title, they would do it for the fun.
Yeah. So, but the war boss just sends Hobgrot into the arena, and Hamilkar is like, "That was one of your best." So no, the next one will be.
Nah. It was no, but he ate my favorite squig.
It's not thought he got away with eating my favourite squig.
The way to pleasure to be the hammer of justice.
So, and then, without going into too much detail because it just repeats itself, after that, Hamilkar just gets beat up.
Yes. And says every time double or nothing.
Yeah. And he just stacks stuff onto the pile, which the Auroch war boss might win if Hamilkar is defeated. And it's, of course, again and again, okay, let's do this. He gets beat again. And at the end, it's just like, okay, I give you something very special. No title, no coin. I will give you the gift of reforging.
And his armor.
Oh yes, and his armor, made of purest Sigmarite.
Yeah, of course.
And he just paints this beautiful picture for the war boss. Literally.
I want it. I want this picture. Have you seen, so there's this picture of the war boss in his armor, of course, many times bigger.
With
and there's
Hamilkar's
head. It's just such an awesome picture.
Ahead of a great war, rampaging across the realms, surrounded by Aurochs charged by celestial lightning.
And he just tricks the war boss into fighting him one-on-one because he can only give the gift of reforging to the one who beats him. Then just like the skies darken, thunder rolls, and the Auroch is just like, oh, I think your god hurt you.
Yeah, they have a really awesome fight, and well, in the fights before, Hamilkar has always yielded, so he never showed what he can truly do. And this time he shows what a strong fighter he is. And he beats the Auroch war boss to a pulp, and then comes a nice lightning show.
It's basically One Punch Man in this scene.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a god!
Alas, you're really, really not.
And a single lightning bolt from Sigmar ends it, and Hamilkar is like, yeah, I won. I sit now on his throne, and the entire time, oh, this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
How can anyone sit on this? Oh! I just love it. And he's like, yeah, I make one of you. The same offer I made to your former, what was his name, war boss?
What's his face?
Yeah. And but only one. So you decide between which of you get this gift.
Yeah.
And of course, it's Aurochs.
Let the fight begin.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to sort out who amongst yourselves.
And he just swaggers back up the hill to the Stormcast and is like, yeah, just go down tomorrow and kill the one that are left, and it was nice to help you.
All the while, he's always yielding to the enemies down there in the arena. The 3 Hammer of Sigma Stormcasts are standing on a cliff looking down, and it's just like, is he dead? No, he's not. And they are so surprised.
Yeah, no, I love them in between. They're like Waldorf and Stettler from the Muppets,
Yeah,
sitting on the balcony and making stupid comments about him.
but without the laugh.
Without a laugh, but you could already see what they are like.
Yes.
They didn't believe him from the start that he was such a big number.
Is he dead?
Not yet. At worst, he dies. And Sigmar reforges him as something more useful.
I thought he says intelligent.
May-
Yeah, and I love how they're showing with just one scene how intelligent his Gryph-hound is.
And you can have my Gryph-hound.
But yeah, that's basically the whole episode, and it's really, really fun. It's amazing. The art design for the fighting, the choreography is not really there because it's just basically he gets one punch and then I yield. Yeah, but it's so funny.
It's perfect.
I can wholly recommend it.
Yeah. This was one of the episodes where I said, I don't even know. I just loved the entire episode.
Yes.
I was just laughing the entire episode
Yes.
long. From the first moment when he appeared with the apple in his hand, where the director said, "Give him an apple in his hand," so he looks more like a
When he throws the half-eaten apple to the Lord Celestin, and he's like so. Amazing. This is
It's a
one
good
laugh after another.
It's a good episode.
Yes. So, I guess that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
There isn't much more to say except that it's really, really funny. But we already said that a couple of times because it is. We can't say how fun this episode is if you haven't seen it for yourself. So, do you have a rating for this episode?
Well, I give it.
Did
let's
we
see.
rate other episodes? I forgot.
Except this one the stocky animations, I give it 4 Sigmarid coins of 5.
Okay, then I give it also an 8 out of 10. Thunder strikes from the heavens. Because there isn't much happening. Sadly, again, there isn't any repercussions for the greater story with which Games Workshop could have used the animations. And there is no Hamilkar model.
I have to say one thing, which I loved. The last image of this episode is just this long trail of people who were evacuated from the town, and the females said, yeah, they are, it's half evacuated, and now imagine they are all on the way out, and suddenly someone comes up, yeah, you can go back, the problem is
done.
not anymore. I just wanted one scene where it's like, oh yeah, you just came back, and someone says, this would have given 5 of 5 if this happened.
So, but please, Games Workshop, give us a Hamilkar model.
Give us one. One for the next Black Library. You know what? Give us
really
a Hamilkar
need one.
Yeah. We need one. So we need one of Hamilkar. I want one of Hamilkar.
Yes.
Give me one of Hamilkar.
I want one of Hamilkar.
Yeah.
Now more than ever.
Fun fact: as I started Stormcast Eternals, I actually thought about if I start his Stormhost or the
Hallowed Knights.
Hallowed Knights. Thank you.
Yes.
Or if I start Hallowed Knights, but Gardos won my heart.
Yeah, I totally understand. Before we digress any further, what are your thoughts about this episode? Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. We're keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff because hitting buttons is fun. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay
I have one
hydrated.
question for you.
Huh?
Double or nothing?
Bye.
Bye.